Struggling to find the perfect resin mold? What if I told you that you could make your own with just a few simple materials? Stay tuned, this DIY trick will change your resin game forever. Hello everyone, welcome back to my resin tutorial channel LisinCult. My name is Lida and today I will show you how to create handmade resin molds using various methods, and then we will discuss pros and cons of each. These approaches are easy, affordable, and allows for limitless creativity. They are perfect for beginners and work great for a variety of resin projects. Let's get started. As you know, the resin mold consists of two parts, the base and the sides or edge. For the base, you can use any material that resin doesn't bounce to or one that can be easily separated from the cured resin without causing damage to the final work. For example, materials like glass, metal, or wood are not suitable as bases. Instead, you can use a silicone sheet, clear or transparent plastic sheets, acrylic or plexi sheets. In fact, the resin may still stick to some of these materials, particularly acrylic or plexi sheet, but applying a resin release spray before pouring or gently heating the backside of your work with the heat gun after curing can help separate it easily from these bases. All these bases generally produce a shiny finish except for silicone sheet. I cannot guarantee the same result, but this can be easily fixed with a top coating. One important point to consider is that if you are creating a simple mold such as a coaster or a small serving dish, a thin transparent sheet will be okay. But if you are pouring a casting that is thicker than 1 centimeter or using high viscosity resin, clear sheet is not an appropriate choice because in both cases, during the curing process, a significant amount of heat is generated which can cause the clear sheets to deform and resulting in an imperfect finish. So it is advisable to use thicker materials like plexi sheets or acrylic white for this situation. But in this tutorial, I'm going to use clear sheet for all methods. For making the edge or side of your mold, you have different choices. You can use glue gun, silicone sealant, 2-part silicone putty, or mold paste. Let's take a closer look at each one, discussing their pros and cons. If you need a quick resin mold that can be used immediately, the glue gun is an excellent choice. For regular shapes, you can create the side using the glue gun or the same materials as the base and secure them with the glue gun. For example, if you are using clear sheets, put the outline of your desired shapes. Here I have chosen rectangle and secure it with the Scotch tape to avoid moving. Then cut the strips according to your shape's dimensions and use a glue gun to attach it to the outlines. Something like this. If holding the sides stable while using the glue gun is difficult, first secure them with the Scotch tape from the inside like this. Let me show you. And then from the inside, you can secure it here like this to hold it. Do the same for all sides. Okay, when they are somehow stable, use the glue gun to stick the strips from the outside. And make sure to seal the vertices nicely to avoid resin leakage. You can use this method for shapes like rectangle, square, circle, or any different regular shape. After the glue gun has dried, you can remove the Scotch tape from inside easily. That's it. Your mold is ready to use. But if the outline that you have chosen is an irregular shape, you can use just glue gun to create the edges of your mold. Now I'm going to use my gun to trace the line. That's it. If you want your mold to be thicker, you simply can repeat the process 2 or 3 times after the previous layer has dried and make sure there are no gaps between 2 layers. As you saw, this method is fast and easy, no mixing required, it's water resistant, but downsides of using a glue gun are it can be brittle, glue gun molds can break or lose shape after a few uses, and hard to make deep molds because glue is applied in layers and making deep molds can be challenging, and sometimes it can be deformed because of a heat generated during the resin curation. And because it dries and becomes hard very fast, you don't have chance to shape the edge as you like it. Limited details capture doesn't pick up ultra fine details as well as silicone mold making materials. The second option is silicone sealant, which is commonly used for sealing kitchen sinks and bathrooms. It comes in a tube and cures into a flexible waterproof rubber, making it ideal for making or sealing the edges of the mold and preventing resin leaks. You can decide the thickness of the edge by how you cut the nozzle of the sealant. A large cut will give you a thicker edge, and a smaller cut will create a thinner edge. Usually I cut in the middle and I don't cut it straight. It's become something like this. Okay? Now I'm going to trace the outline. Don't worry if it comes out of the line or go inside, because when you finish pouring your sealant, you have to shape it with your fingers. Okay. The point is that the sealant is very sticky, and if you touch it, it's going to stick on your hands like this. So the solution is that you have to use dishwashing liquid or just a little liquid soap and apply it on your hands. It's not going to stick in your hands, you see. Then you can shape it. If you want your mold to be deeper, simply repeat the process for the second time. And with a wooden or plastic stick, you can flatten the sealant from the outside and secure the outer part, something like this. When you finish forming, clean the base with a wet tissue or alcohol wipe to remove any exceeded sealant, something like this. Bring the alcohol wipe and I clean the extra sealant that comes with the base. We have just to leave it something about 12 hours to fully cure. Remember, when you're working with sealant, you need to manage your time and complete your work before the sealant hardens. The benefits of using silicone sealant for making resin molds are it's flexible and waterproof, ensuring leak-proof mold. It's easy to find it in hardware stores and it's affordable. It provides enough time to shape it and even design the edges of your mold. And you can customize the thickness. You can control the thickness by cutting the nozzle differently. But what are drawbacks of using silicone sealant? It has a strong smell, long curing time. As I told you, it can take 12 or 24 hours to fully cure depending on the thickness. And not as durable over time, it may break or lose flexibility, especially after multiple resin pours. and limited detail capture. It doesn't pick up ultra fine details as well as silicone mold that you can buy it outside and the ready-made one. Okay, my friends, if you are enjoying this tutorial so far, don't forget to hit the like button. It lets me know you are excited for the next mold making method. Let's jump right in. The third method for creating a handmade mold is using mold making paste. This putty paste comes in two parts and always in different colors. And to activate it properly, we must mix them thoroughly until the color and the texture are completely uniform. But there are two important factors to consider when using this paste: the mixing ratio and the pot life or working time. The correct mixing ratio is always provided by a manufacturer, and in most cases, it's a 1-to-1 ratio by weight. And to ensure the accuracy, we use the scale. And the working time. The pot life varies from 3 to 15 minutes, so it's important to choose the right putty based on the pot life or working time that suits your needs. If you are just starting out, I recommend selecting a putty with the longer working time and testing it for making a small mold. When you get how to work with it and how to manage your time, you can use the putty with a shorter pot life. I will measure equal amounts of each part by weight before mixing. As for the exact amount needed for each mold, there is no fixed measurement and it depends on the size and the shape of your mold. So you will get it through experimenting and trial and error. Start with a small amount and if needed, mix more to avoid waste because it's pricey. And don't worry, you can complete your mold in 2 phases. Okay, I will set my scale on 0 and I try to take some parts of each. It's something about 70. It's okay. Again, I make it 0 and take the same amount from the other one. So totally it could be 140. Let me try them separately. So if I put both together, it's going to be 140 equal amounts. Now I have to mix them nicely. If the mixture sticks to your gloves or your hands during mixing or forming the side of your mold, just use some silicone oil to handle it easier. Now I try to put it in the clear sheets. To customize the edges, you can use various objects like aluminum foil, crushed glasses, or any kind of crystal. I made this one with the extra crystal that I had, or this one. And before curing, I form it and stick it in this base, or some geode, something like this. Or even you can use the water bottle cap or perfume caps, or even piece of tree bark, anything that you like. I'm going to show you how they work. Just simply press them on the sides of your mold and give them the impressions. I use the aluminum foil, or you can use the geode. Simply press each item into the paste to transfer their texture and create unique pattern. I will test each of them to show you the different effects. Now I'm going to use this bottle cap. And the perfume cap. You can use the tree bark. I'm going to fold it. It's the plastic one, but you can use the natural tree bark. It's going to give you a nice effect. Or You can use some crystal in some parts of it. I put the crystal, and when it's cured, you can remove it. Think about different objects that you can use. The cure time is usually about 30 minutes, but honestly, I usually leave it for several hours to be on a safe side. The good points of using this paste are fast setting, it cures in 30 minutes, easy to use, no need for measuring cups or a mold box, just mix and press. Great for a small and detailed object and capture fine texture well, and you can transfer all kind of pattern that you like nicely to the paste. Flexible, durable, you can reuse multiple times without losing shape. The downsides of this paste are short working time. You have only 5 or 15 minutes before it starts curing, so you must work quickly. And it's not ideal for large molds. It's best for a small object, and making large molds would require a lot of putty. And it can be pricey. High quality silicone putty is more expensive than alternatives like sealant. And the last important point that you should consider in 3 methods after creating your mold, it is crucial not to move it, as this may cause the sides to separate from the base and ruin your work. Now you know how to make your handmade mold to bring your resin creation to life. If you need the immediate mold, go for the glue gun. If you need more working time, a sealant is a good choice. And if you want a mold with the fancy customized edges, putty paste is the best option. The choice is yours. Okay, my friends, I hope you learned something new today, and don't forget to experiment with different mold making materials to see which works best for you. It depends on the complexity of your project and the types of resin and materials you're using. You saw that each technique presents its own advantages and disadvantages. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new resin project. I cannot wait to see what you create with these techniques. Don't forget to leave your shares in comments, suggestions, questions, and recommendations. And as usual, you can have the free PDF of this tutorial. The link is in the description box. Thank you for watching. Stay creative and have an amazing day ahead.